LA2M today? Welcome, welcome. Here to see Derek talk. You got a perfect week to start at LA2M. LA2M is a non-profit 501c3. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So we do things the old-fashioned way. We have some costs that we incur each month. We have an employee that we pay to book all the speakers and make sure LA2M runs smoothly because it's getting so big that all of us volunteers don't have enough time. So we do the old way of passing the hat. We are setting up a scholarship fund with the Ann Arbor Public Schools Educational Foundation for marketing, sales, and business students to help them throughout the year be able to go to things that Ann Arbor Public Schools used to pay for, but now with the economy and the changes can't, and some of the students can't. So our money will be going to that. We'll tell you more once we finalize all the details on that. We suggest a $3 donation. We pass the hat, and you guys can start that off. LA2M, you have menus on your tables for the new members. You can order and pay Continental meals for that. At the end of Derek speaking, we will do question and answers, and then pass the microphone so everybody can introduce themselves. And I think that's everything. Okay, cool. So now I get to introduce Derek, who's going to talk about his awesome new book, the New Media Driver's License Resource Guide. He's a wonderful person. He's a great speaker. So enjoy the show.
Thank you. All right. Can folks hear me okay? Yes. It sounds okay? All right, good. Thanks, Stacy. That was Stacy's first introduction. So I think she did a pretty good job. Nice job. Stacy is the treasurer of LA2M. And she does a wonderful job making sure all the money comes in, and people get paid. Actually, Carol Baker, I don't know if any of you know her, she's our bookkeeper. She does great bookkeeping for LA2M as a volunteer, and then Bob Shannon is our accountant up here. Bob, can you wave your hand? So those are people, all volunteer, who help LA2M. And Dee Davies not here. Anyone know where Dee is? No. Hi Dee, if you're watching on TV. We thought Dee would be here, but she's not here. So Dee Davie is the voice of LA2M. And I usually kick off these meetings, so thanks Stacy for doing that. For all you first-timers, welcome. I hope you enjoyed the program. I hope I can teach you something. You know, I think our goal here every week is to teach people things, and I always judge a speaker by the ideas it might stimulate in my head. So hopefully you'll get some good ideas that'll help translate to your business. And we do meet every Wednesday. For anyone that's tweeting out there, actually, Lindsay Blackwell up here from Ingenex is tweeting as LA2M, so follow LA2M on Twitter. You can also use the hashtag LA2M. And there's some good things that will be tweeted about today, so feel free to share that. You can also check in on Foursquare. Anybody use Foursquare here? Do you? Okay. Check in. You can check in right at LA2M. And Carter Sherline, who's our photographer, who's not here yet, is the mayor. So see if you can oust him. All right? All right, so today we're going to talk about my book. And I don't know, I guess I'm happy to talk about it. It's a little bit, in some ways it's hard to talk about it. It's like, yeah, this is something I worked on with co-author Rick Cole, Richard T. Cole, and we are both at Michigan State University. Any Spartans out there? Boo. Couple of you? All right, let's hear it. Let's make some noise. Spartans down. All right, green, go white. All right. But, yeah, so Rick Cole and I are at MSU. I don't know if he's watching. He may be. Rick, if you're watching, how you doing? But Rick Cole used to be the chair of the advertising department at MSU. And he brought me in to speak, and we ended up starting a course there, which now has trained over 1,000 students. It's called the New Media Driver's License. And it's a wonderful course. Excellent course. Actually, I brought in Michael Lawrence from Google. Anybody know Michael? Okay, so he's been teaching it with me. He's actually starting his own class now, which is going to be on digital media planning, and predominantly with Google in mind. And then Ross Johnson, who is on a plane right now to some exotic location. Ross Johnson's going to start teaching it with me this summer. So Ross Johnson, owner of 3.7 Designs, again, another great guy, will be teaching it with me. So Rick and I had the idea of coming up with this book last year. You know, we said there's so many resources out there. And actually, one of the things we have our students do is to find and submit resources as part of the class. So over the last 3.5 years, students have been submitting resources, which we, Rick and I basically pulled together, figured out the best ones, and categorized them. I know a few of you have this book. We categorize them into topics like social media, blogging, social networking, LinkedIn, Google, digital PR, internet marketing, etc., etc. And the book is a resource guide. What that means is it's designed to be used with a companion website. Okay, so the website is right up here. For those of you who have the book, here's a little. I'm doing everything live today because I want you to see some of these resources. These are online resources. Let's just hope the web cooperates. Okay, so there we go. There's me and Rick, but this book has all the links right here. So everything is categorized in 2012 resources. You can go to any chapter. And the idea is, as you're reading the book on social media, we describe the resource and why it's beneficial, and then we give you the link to it, and you can go right there and click on the link and go to that resource. Here's all the links, okay? So what I did today is I pulled out 10 resources that I think are kind of game-changing, and I'm going to walk you through them. We can talk about them a little bit. If you have questions, feel free to shout them out. There's Dee. Hi, Dee. If you have questions, feel free to shout them out during the program. We will have some time for Q&A afterwards as well. All right, any questions for you? Okay, so the first resource we're going to talk about is by someone that is near and dear to LA2M, and that is Ross Johnson. So Ross Johnson, great guy. He has a great blog. This resource is important in a few ways. One is it's called 10 Laws to Design By. Okay, so it's really good feedback, but it's also a really good example of what to do on a blog. Ross has built a very large following on his design blog. You can see he has 376 shares for Facebook, 279 tweets from this post. And that's great. He's really built a loyal following of loyal designers. That's one of the things we're going to talk about today, is how do you build a following on a blog? How do you really grow your blog and engage readers? And we have a few posts that relate to that. And so right here, Ross is giving very good information, okay, with these 10 laws to design by, okay? For example, Hicks Law. You probably read this post. We're gonna tweet all these out. LA2M will tweet all these links out. You can go click on them all, and we'll also put up a post so you can read them all. But Hicks Law talks about something so simple as research that shows that if you're getting samples at a grocery store and you put out 40 samples of jelly, okay, versus putting out maybe two to four samples of jelly, the 2 to 4 samples will sell much more jelly and preserves rather than the 40, because people get confused when there's too many choices. When there's 40 choices, I just turned the air conditioning on. Go with that noise. Oh, that's pretty okay. The price of television, yeah. If you turn it up, it'll go back to 71. Okay. But anyways, I was supposed to ignore him and not comment on his activity. But that's Hicks Law, and it talks about that simplicity. And we really learned this in web design. When we give clients choices, we used to come in with a bunch of choices. Everybody thinks they like choices. Clients really struggle with that. Because if you come in with 3 choices of a website, the client's going to say, oh, well, I like this part of this, I like this part of this, I like this part of this, and it turns into a big mess. So really we like to even come in with one design choice. And as clients, that may seem like, oh, what do you mean? You're only giving me one design choice. But the point is, if we do our research right, and we plan properly, that one design choice is going to be the right choice. And then we can modify that. So then we're all working off the same page. At most, we get 2 design choices. Really 2 different directions we could go in and get clients to commit to one. So that's something to think about. Sometimes less is more in marketing. Okay, and Ross really lays that out with design principles. This rule of thirds is brilliant, where you divide things into thirds. So I would read Ross's blog. It's a very reputable resource, okay? This one, it says you've optimized your site, and now what? Okay, this is by Andrew Miller. I don't know if Andrew Miller's watching. Does anybody know Andrew Miller? You're a search advisor? Okay. He used to be local here. Now he's living in Virginia. He's got a wonderful wife, and they have a new 1-year-old son. So Andrew left. He used to rent space at the Brickyard, a couple doors down. Speaking of which, we have a couple desks open up at the Brickyard if anyone's looking for office space. And I think being there really contributed to Andrew's success, but he's a smart guy. So this is an interesting point, because companies optimize their website, okay, and they feel like, oh, I've optimized my site, I'm done. Okay, it's easy to get complacent. Let's say you hire an agency to come in, fix your site, and make sure that it's found in a variety of places, that it's working well and you're getting good traffic. So now what? Do you rest on your laurels, or do you take the next steps? And this post from Andrew really gives you some good ideas. Okay, one is he says focus on mobile. All right, so once your site is set for traditional optimization, you should look to mobile and how you can increase mobile traffic and how you can optimize for mobile traffic, because it's growing. If you look at your analytics, you'll be able to see that your mobile hits on your site is probably a lot higher than you think. Okay, so you can optimize for that. The other one is converting more visitors to customers. Okay, it's one thing to have a bunch of visitors, but what can you do to convert them to customers? And we do this through things like split testing. You can have a couple different pages up there and see which one will convert more customers. I just encourage you to kind of look at this and really kind of keep tweaking it. Consider it an ongoing project your website is. And how can you keep improving it? Because optimization is only an aspect. Another point that Andrew makes is building email relationships. How many of you are email marketers out there? How many people use email? Raise them on. Okay, that's a decent number. That's great. And this is really true, because for independent business owners, which a lot of you are, or you own small companies, it's a big ordeal in itself to get your website looking right, okay, and to get your website optimized. But then, okay, once you get that humming along, you need to really look at your email marketing campaign. And I think that's a great way to obviously drive traffic, connect with customers, give them something of information and something useful. One thing to think about that, some people just put out email marketing campaigns that are kind of boring. I really encourage you to give your customers something that they want. So think about some little nugget of information that your customers want, build it around that. You can also talk about news in your company. And this is an interesting one. Test bold pay-per-click changes. Okay, if your traffic's coming along with your paid search, internet marketing, try something totally different. Try a different bidding strategy, and just see what you can do to really move the needle. And this is another one that's important that people often forget about, is go faster, okay? If your site is optimized well for traffic, the speed of download of a website is also a very important factor for Google, all right? They want sites that are fast loading. So this is something, and you may think, well, geez, that's pretty complex. How am I going to improve my site's speed? But it's something to look at, it's something to think about. What's your load times? And if you have big files, be very aware. If your site spins and spins and spins every time someone visits, there's a good chance that you can bounce out of it, or Google will penalize you for having a slow, optimized site. So, again, your search advisor is this link, and I know we tweeted it out on LA2M. Okay, so this is a site. Does anybody read this site, Technique? Anyone? One person? All right, thank you. Two of you. All right. So this is a site. This was actually referred by Stephen Rubel, who is a contributor to our book. We have a lot of smart contributors to this book, including Andrew, including Ross. I tried to highlight some of the contributors because not only did they share great posts, but they really helped us, enact the vision of the book as contributors. So Steve Rubel, who is he's like a senior vice president at Edelman, which is a huge PR firm. I think it's the largest privately owned public relations firm in the world. But he uses this site as a really good resource. And I encourage you to look at this and others, okay? This is called TechMeme, but it's a resource that I want you to know about. And this is the kind of thing where if you're looking for blog topics, if you're looking to learn information about digital marketing, if you're looking to share information with your customers, a site like TechMeme is a really good place to start. You can just follow the path of articles and resources through here, and it's daily. So it's updated with the latest and greatest. So this is from Steve Rubel. So thanks, Steve. This is a guy, David Meerman Scott. Has anyone read his book, The New Rules of Marketing and Public Relations? Some of you? Okay, this is the other textbook we use in our course. We've used this since the beginning of the course. I didn't bring a copy with me, but David Meerman Scott is a brilliant marketer. Okay, it's really interesting because I don't know if you know the story of him, but with a name like David Scott, it's tough to be found on the internet. This is something we always think about. So you put Meerman in there, right, his middle name, and now he's very well found on the internet. This is something for you all to think about. And also, I always say when you name your kids, think about search optimization. Really good. And then once you name them, register their domain. Because It's competitive out there. You know, it's competitive. So don't name your kids Robert Smith, right? I mean, well, I guess you could. But then give a really unique middle name like Ulysses. Okay, there's a better chance of that. But anyway, so David Mehraban Scott, he has an incredible amount of resources. He's also a contributor to our book. He's a friend of ours. Because we've been using this book for years, I'm sure he's pretty grateful. But this post right here talks about a free marketing strategy planning template. And the reason, you know, it made the book as a resource. The reason I think it's important is there's so many free tools out there that you can use to help improve your business. This template here, let me just show you. Here it is. It's really clear. You can easily type into it. You know, it talks about the who, talking about buyer personas, and it's got it laid out, the who, what, why, where, and how, okay, that you can use to fill out. It has kind of a daily action list of things you can do today. You know, and really in marketing or advertising, one of my professors used to tell me, you know, Derek, advertising is not a sprint, it's a marathon. You know, and he told me this because it's frustrating. When I was starting off, it's tough, and you want to just sprint to the finish. But really, it's about the long haul, right? And that's one of the reasons that we sharpen the saw, right? That's one of the reasons that we come to LA2M. That's one of the reasons that we continue to evolve and grow, because it's more of a marathon. And but even the marathoners have daily tasks to do today. Okay, so discipline of doing your daily task, taking and basing your marketing strategy is very important. And then David Mehraban Scott, in this document, put together a really nice demonstration of what we do for a lot of our clients at Ingenex Digital Marketing, which is optimization. Okay, this is a really cool graphic. And he talks about, so your website is at the core there, I should have a pointer. Your website is at the core, there's microsites that surround it. Okay, so for Ingenex, we have our main website, and we have multiple blogs that surround it. You can call a blog a microsite, same thing. It doesn't have to be some fancy thing. And then we talk about search optimization, and then search engine marketing, which is Google, up top, feeding into it. There's all your social media content. Okay, these are all places where you share and connect with your audience. There's all the different social sites, Twitter, LinkedIn, Flickr, email marketing, YouTube, and then you can write in some others that you may use. Okay? And then we talk about backlink strategy. And this is something that we spend a lot of time on. And David Mehraban Scott does a good job of laying it out. You know, talking about you can do article submissions, you can do affiliate links, different directories, testimonials from people. There's a whole list of ways that you can get backlinks. Okay, and the reason that's important, and most of you probably know this if you come to LA2M, but the more people that link to you, the better. Okay, because if I link to you, Google's going to view you as being important. If nobody's linked to you, then you're considered an unknown. Okay, you're the next internet star waiting to happen. And picture a star just kind of floating up there. But until people connect to you, once they connect to you, Google will follow those connections, and then they'll archive your content, and then they know you're there. Okay? So we do a constant, steady stream of building links consistently over time. And it also helps if those links are from relevant sources. So if you have a business that focuses on healthcare for the aging, then your links should be from sites that relate to healthcare for the aging. Also, we encourage our clients to create content and really be kind of the experts in whatever your business is. Okay, so if you create content on healthcare for aging, you can go to sites like TechMeme, or there's different ones for different niches and industries, and really become the expert. So that'll really help you build links and traffic. And then there's some good outcomes on the right. What do you want to happen? Okay, do you want people to inquire for business, to like request an RFP, so there might be a form or a questionnaire on your website? Do you want people to purchase directly from your website? And these are all the kind of things to look at. Do you want people to download something? You know, one thing we found is that if you put a white paper online and promote it, that's a really good way to get engagement. And I'm sure a lot of you have filled out forms where you get a white paper and you're willing to give your email in order to get that. That's pretty valuable to spend some time crafting that content that's going to be valuable in order to gather an email, because you may be able to use that in the future. Or you want people to participate. You know, a big thing, you know, they talk about return on investment, but a good thing with social media is to talk about return on engagement. Okay, so how many people are you engaging with in your social media? How are you responding to them? What's your strategy? How do you participate in the conversation? And that's something to really kind of develop a plan for and then implement here. and kind of be focused. So, you know, big thanks to David Mehraban Scott for putting that out there. You know, I really enjoyed that. Okay, here's something. This is a shout out. This company called TechSmith up in Lansing. Anybody know TechSmith? Okay, yeah. Yeah, great company, right? Fabulous company. Betsy Weber is a good friend of mine. She's their social media person there. But they have Snagit, which allows you, it's the ultimate screen capture tool. And the reason I put this up here, it was a link that made the book. Okay, it made the book because it's important. This is a great tool for sharing content. If you're looking for an easy way to capture whatever's on your screen, save it in any format, share it with people, Snagit is a wonderful tool. It's really cheap to buy, and it supports a local company. So I encourage you to check out TechSmith as a resource for your business. It's really low-cost, effective marketing tools that relate to digital, and they're cool people. This is a site, Copy Blogger. How many of you read Copy Blogger or have read Copy Blogger? A few of you? Okay. So this site is, I think, one of the most valuable on the internet. And it shows because it's one of the most popular sites on the internet. But Copy Blogger is really a collection of how to blog, you know, a huge collection of resources written by a number of people now. There's lots of guest writers here. And this post we're focusing on specifically is 50 can't-fail techniques for finding great blog topics, okay? I'm curious, how many of you are bloggers in here or run a blog for your company? See your hands? Okay, a decent amount. This will really help. And, you know, it's interesting because we have a blog at Ingenex called The Digital Bus, okay, which some of you have probably seen. And it's interesting because it's a very highly ranked blog, which means it's easily found, but we don't have a ton of engagement. Okay, so since we brought on Lindsay Blackwell, our new social media director, for the last few months, we're really kind of refocusing our strategy and really focusing on what can we give people that are really engaging. Because having a blog that's extremely well optimized and has good information, but nobody's talking about it or nobody's sharing is only so valuable. So some of the tips in here could really help us. And if you go to the Digital Bus, you'll see we're in kind of a state of transitioning the blog, which is going to be pretty neat. And we're actually looking to get a Digital Bus mascot, which I'm excited about. An actual bus. Yeah, so you'll see that coming shortly, hopefully. But that's exciting. You know, it's like, what can we use to engage people? What can we use to really gather attention? And so, you know, some of these things in this post, which LA2M will tweet about, is obviously using Google Alerts. One that I really liked is to read smaller publications, okay, because it's interesting. When the blogosphere is running, you'll notice that there's a lot of people writing about the same things. Anybody notice this? Okay. There's hundreds of authors writing about the same topic. And if you search on Google News, you will find hundreds of results based on that same topic, okay? What that means is it's saturated, so it's tough to stand out. It's tough to write an article about the same thing that 100 other people have written about. Okay, so what they suggest here in this Copy Blogger post is to read kind of local media and smaller publications for idea starters. Okay, because if you read that, that publication will probably only be read by a small regional audience. Okay, so it allows you to kind of read that, let it spark ideas, let it spark some thoughts. In which case you can turn that into your own content. Okay, remember it's always good to reference the person that gave you the idea or reference the post or the publication you got it. But this will allow you, I think, to get a unique spin on content or to talk about things that everybody's not talking about because it wasn't on Mashable or it wasn't on TechCrunch. It's something that's more unique to your region. So, and there's 50 of them. I'm not going to go through them all. But I encourage you to go through them. And I'm just curious, of all you bloggers, does anybody struggle with coming up for topics for your blog? Anyone? How do you solve that? What do you do? I'm curious.
I try and find topics that interest me and just I'm trying to put myself in the mind of my reader.
Okay, so put yourself in the mind of the consumer and figure out what they really want to hear?
Yeah, so that's hard to do.
That's hard to do, right? How about you?
When I work at an agency, so part of our strategy is sharing our expertise with people. So I often have to think, what are the projects we've done recently? And though it may seem sort of second nature to us, what are some some strategies that we've applied that can help other people that may not work in our industry that they cannot apply.
So just to repeat that, because part of that got cut off. So you said that you take strategies that are for your niche industry of advertising, and then you put them out there because other people might be able to apply that
Right.
to their business? Okay, that's great. Who else had a hand up back there? I'm going to give you the mic so we can hear you. What do you do to come up with great blogging strategies?
I will actually, look at the type of expertise we have our clients with. We're also a public relations and marketing agency. We will look at situations that come up, within strategy sessions with clients that may apply to other clients. And then sometimes because that type of thing comes about quite often, I will look for popular topics in the media and trends, kind of like you maybe see some of the blog topics that talk about, what, branding lessons you can learn from Lady Gaga or something like that that helps kind of give it a new flavor and tie it into something that's trending right now.
I'm curious, does anyone have a success story for a blog post they wrote? And what was the secret to that success? Anybody want to share a successful post? We got a lot of buzz? No? Okay. All right. Well, good. Those were some really good tips. I think blogging is an important tool. One of the reasons I like blogging is it's interactive, or at least it could be. Yeah, I'm gonna give this to you in case you want to do Q&A later. But blogging is interactive, or at least it could be if people are commenting. Blogging is a really nice platform. It's instant. It's free. Okay. There's many reasons why it's good, and also it could be, and it could really be at the core of your marketing strategy, because it's a really, your website. You build it, you put it out there, it evolves, but your blog as a part of your website or even as a separate entity really has a lot of wheels to fly. So I encourage you to blog if you're not. All right, I'm going to come back to that one. So this is, here's another guy who's a contributor to our book. His name's Greg Verdino. Great guy. He wrote a book called Micromarketing, which I really encourage you to read. And it's very smart. He's focusing on both B2B and B2C, really talking about how people, mass marketing, it's not so much dead, but these days we really encourage micro-marketing, which means you're communicating to a variety of different people with a variety of different micro-messages. And it's a whole different mindset. Back in the day, anybody watch Mad Men in here? Any Mad Men fans? Yeah, that's a great show. Amy and I watched that last night. We caught up and I just laughed and laughed. It's just hilarious. So that's my kind of humor. If you think it's funny, I don't know, maybe it's weird to some people. It's funny. So anyways, Mad Men back then, they would just, you come up with an idea and you just blast it, you put it out there. But these days, we really don't do that. It happens, people are doing it, but we really need to come up with some smarter micro-messaging. And another thing I wanted to point out with this Greg Verdino blog, he does a great job of interviewing other people, okay? This is something we're going to start implementing on our Digital Bus blog, having guest blog posts, and then really interviewing, so kind of like Q&A right here with some people. Okay, so I'll show you. So here's Jay and Amber's new rules for the Now Revolution, okay? So he does a post on this where he just talks to these people, gets their quotes, puts them out here. If you do something like that, and I should do this more with my book, but if you do something like this, then you're going to get lots of backlinks, lots of tweets about what you're doing, and people who are interested in the people you're interviewing will come to your blog. Okay, so let's say I interview Seth Godin, then people who are Seth Godin fans will come to my blog, etc. It's a great principle, and Greg Verdino does a great job of it, and also he talks about it a lot in micro-marketing. Here's something, we have a little bit of time for this. I'm going to show you this. This is a post. It's from Darren Herman, and what he talks about is that David Ogilvy was right. I'm a big David Ogilvy fan, and I'm going to play a couple minutes of this video from David Ogilvy. Are there any other David Ogilvy fans in here? A few of you? Yeah. Let's just watch this. This was recorded back in the 80s. Okay. Let's see if it works.
I wish I could be with you today in the flesh, as they say, Unfortunately, I'm in India. Ever been in India? Very hot. You don't mind, I'm going to take off my coat. You know, in the advertising community today, there are two worlds. Your world of direct response advertising, and another world, the world of general advertising. These two worlds are on a collision course. You direct response people know what kind of advertising works and what doesn't work. You know to a dollar. The general advertising people don't know. You know that 2-minute commercials on television are more effective, more cost-effective than 10-second commercials or 30-second commercials. You know that finish time on television sells more than prime time. In print advertising, you know that long copy sells more than short copy. You know that headlines and copy about the product and its benefits sell more than cute headlines and poetic copy. You know to a dollar. The general advertisers and their agencies know almost nothing for sure because they cannot measure the results of their advertising. They worship the author of creativity, which really means originality, the most dangerous word in the lexicon of advertising. They opine that 30-second commercials are more cost-effective than 2-minute commercials. You know they're wrong. In print advertising, they opine that short commercials sell more than long copy. You know they're wrong. They indulge in entertainment. You know they're wrong. You know to a dollar they don't. Why don't you tell them? Why don't you save them from their follies? For two reasons. First, because you're impressed by the fact that they're so big and so well paid and so well publicized. You're even perhaps impressed by their reputation for creativity, whatever that may mean. Second, you never meet them. You inhabit a different world. The chasm between direct response advertising and general advertising is wide. On your side of the chasm, I see knowledge and reality. On the other side of the chasm, I see ignorance. You are the professionals. This must not go on. I predict that the practitioners of general advertising are going to start learning from your experience. They're going to start picking your brains. I see no reason why the direct response divisions and agencies should be separate from the main agencies. Some of you may remember when television people and agencies were kept separate. Wasn't that idiotic? I expect to see the direct response people become an integral part of all agencies. You have more to teach them than they have to teach you. You have it in your power to rescue the advertising business from its manifold lunacy. When I was 25, I took a correspondence course in direct mail. I bought it out of my own pocket from the Darnell Corporation of Chicago. Direct response was my first love, and later it became my secret weapon. When I started over in New York, nobody had heard of it. But we were airborne within 6 months and drew at record speed. How did we achieve that? By using my secret weapon, direct mail. Every 4 weeks I sent personalized mailings to our new business prospects. And I was always amazed to discover how many of our clients had been attracted to Roger Rayle by those mailings. That was how we grew. Whenever I look at an advertisement in a magazine or a newspaper, I can tell at a glance whether the writer has had any direct response experience. If he writes short copy or literary copy, it is obvious that he has never had the disciplines of writing direct response. If he has had that discipline, he wouldn't make those mistakes. Nobody should be allowed to create general advertising until he has served his apprenticeship in direct response. That experience will keep his feet on the ground for the rest of his life. Now the trouble with many copywriters and general agencies is that they don't really think in terms of selling. They've never written direct response, they've never tasted blood. Until recently, direct response was the Cinderella of the advertising world. Then came the computer and the credit card, and direct marketing exploded. You guys are coming to your own. Your opportunities are colossal. In the audience today, there are heads of some general agencies. I offer you this advice. Insist that all your people, creative, media, account executives, that they're all trained in your direct response division. If you don't have such a division, make arrangements with a firm of direct marketing specialists to train your people. And make it a rule in your agency, no copy is ever presented to clients before it has been vetted by a direct response expert. Ladies and gentlemen, I envy you. Your timing is perfect. You've come into the direct response business at the right moment in history. You're onto a good thing. For 40 years, I've been a voice crying in the wilderness, trying to get my fellow advertising practitioners to take direct response seriously. Today, my first love is coming to its own. You face a golden future.
All right. Thanks, David. Yeah, I hope that was interesting. Yeah, I'm a big David Ogilvy fan. I believe you can learn a lot from the old guys, so to speak. And you don't have to sit around the campfire. You can read their books. I have all David Ogilvy's books. I've read them over and over. But the principle of direct response and what you could call ties very closely into direct marketing and then really internet marketing, digital marketing. Okay, because he talks about we can track it. The traditional advertising doesn't know. So something to really think about. If you want to become a better direct response writer, if you want higher conversions, I would suggest reading David Ogilvy's stuff. And I think he is very prophetic for the business because this was a while ago. So I also like how he built his business. I know when he was starting out his agency, he wrote down the 5 companies that he wanted to work with. Like Ford Motor Company, Shell Oil, et cetera, American Express. He wrote down the 5 companies that he wanted, and within 5 years he had them all as clients. So that's something about being specific and directive. I also think he's a genius, and he was in New York City at the right time, right place with the right team. But I still like that philosophy. Me personally, I really need to. I had my clients down, but I really want to be focused and try and get them just like he did. So a lot you can learn from the older guys. Here's something real quick. This is a post I made in the book about how our president launched his 2012 re-election campaign with social media. So this is very interesting. If you ever want a good example of what to do with social, I think checking out the Barack Obama website, wonderful example. They use Twitter, they use photos, really bright photos. This looks almost like an Instagram page. YouTube, and they have things where you can tweet right here and join a database where you can tweet your congressman, et cetera, et cetera. They've made it so easy for people who are fans to share their message and really speak for them. So there's some really good principles here with Obama and his campaign. And I haven't looked at Mitt Romney's website. Is it comparably social? Am I know? Probably? Okay. I should have pulled up comparison, but he's not in my book. Okay. Then this is the last resource. A guy named Brian Solis. Okay. Anybody follow Brian Solis? Yeah. Really, really smart marketer. And this post is called The 3 C's of Information Commerce. Consumption, curation, creation. Okay. So Brian goes into detail. He's got some really great infographics here. Talks about all the different types of people that post comments. And you probably know some of them. Okay. There's conversationalists. There's commenters. There's complainers. Anybody have friends with any complainers? They just constantly complain. There's producers, there's connectors, and there's climbers. There's lots of different people. There's curators who find stuff and share it. It's a really interesting study here that he talks about. And really, he kind of breaks it down. Only 23% are creators, okay? And there's probably a lot of creators in this room, but creators are the ones who are really kind of creating and publishing content for themselves or their business. 31% are conversationalists. Really, they're updating their statuses, posting updates on Twitter. That actually includes a lot of the people probably in this room. Critics, the people who are just critiquing, commenting, collectors, people who use RSS feeds and really gather content and put it out there, joiners, people who maintain a social site and visit social sites, and then there's spectators. You know, they're the people who read the blogs, read the news, but they don't really do much. You know, they're the watchers that are watching, and there's probably a lot of them. I know probably some of you watch me, don't you? You watch, you look at my stuff? Yeah. Well, comment, because we're trying to get more people to comment on the Digital Bus blog, so you can do that. And then there's the inactives. So this post does a really good job, and he talks about these 3 C's, the creation, curation, and consumption, and how it breaks down. So, read Brian Solis, very, very smart guy. And with that, is that my last one? That's my last resource. So I'll open up to questions. And Dee, if you have any questions, raise your hand. Dee has a microphone.
Before we go on to questions, a huge round of applause for Derek. Derek has been in this business forever, and what he doesn't know about digital marketing, you can put on what, postcard? So questions for Derek, please. We've got a few minutes. Rob?
Just comment, Derek. It sounds like with Ogilvy and that, it's John Wanamaker, the first department store guy, always said that only half of his dollars spent on advertising did any good. He just didn't know which half. And so I think with the direct marketing, with the social media, that you're now locating the right half.
Yeah, it's a really good point. It's good to be able to track your media spend, especially when you don't have like billion-dollar budgets.
I think we have time for just one more question. We're ready to come to the back.
If I'm marketing a product online, let's say a cooling vest, for example, what would be my most effective strategy for quickly and easily building effective backlinks?
Okay, what kind of product was it?
A cooling vest. In the summertime, it's got ice in it, and you put it on, it keeps you cool in the summer.
Oh, what's your best way to build backlinks?
Yes.
Okay, so if you have a unique product like a cooling vest, I think everybody needs one. It's about to get hot. But how do you build backlinks? What's the quickest strategy? Well, let's see. I mean, something like that. First of all, I use photography. You know, maybe get people to pose in it and take pictures of them and put it out there. There's an opportunity to be kind of sensationalist or to say, hey, who'd have thunk, you know, or people wear cooling vests like formal engagements and things like that. I think maybe weaving in a little bit of humor maybe to it, because then people say, wow, what's that? And then you got to get their attention. You know, it's so competitive out there to get people's attention or even get on the radar. So I would maybe propose kind of a countercultural approach to it, and you know, obviously weave in the benefits of the product, but use photos or innovative headlines to really grab the reader, and I think that might get you some links.
Some great questions, some great answers. Again, Derek, thank you so much for filling us in and going over some of your top 10 picks.
Thank you.
Some great ones there. We're now going to open up for introductions. If you haven't been with LA2M before, we pass the microphone. Please stand up, state your name, perhaps your company or what you're asking for. And we're going to start over here with Lindsay.
Hello, I'm Lindsay Bleffel. I'm the social media director at Ingenex with Derek.
Hi, I'm Jasmine Bowler. I'm the project manager at Ingenex.
Hi, I'm Adrian. I'm an intern at Ingenex.
Hi, I'm Mary Gould. I'm a manager for LA2M. And if you have seen someone recently who is a really good speaker, who speaks on business, marketing, creativity, the types of topics that you folks would all be interested in, I appreciate you sharing that information with me. Or if you're a speaker on one of those topics, come talk to me. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Colin Beavers. I work for Forest Health Services, and I came with some coworkers. We are a management company over a bariatric specialty program in Ypsilanti. And we're just trying to get ideas for social media and blogging and things like that.
I'm Bob Shannon. I'm a CPA from Chelsea, Michigan. Just finished tax season, thank God. And I specialize in helping small businesses with their accounting, tax, and tax representation issues.
Hi, my name is Amy Ma. I'm currently working on a website which is for publishing children's books in multiple languages. And special focus, of course, is English and Chinese and actually all the other languages. Currently, there are about 100 million people who are actively learning Chinese outside of China.
Hi, I'm Dennis Stupinski. I do sales and marketing, and I also help Roger out with the videotaping here.
And I'm Roger Rayle. Like Dennis said, I do videotaping here, and I also do it at several other networking groups in town. The geeks among you, you may be interested, there's a A2 Geek Tour this Saturday. We're going to tour Recellular, right in Dexter, the world's largest cell phone recycler. And out of that, I think we're going to have some ideas of what we can do with these used cell phones and components.
Hi there, Kaylee Garcia, Lunas Soiree Event Planning. I am in a growth stage for my company and looking to enhance my search engine optimization online, blogging, and using social media to grow my business, my networks, and grab more clients.
Hello, my name is Kelly. I own an on-site chair massage business here in Ann Arbor called Kelly Faber Massage. We provide our services for customer appreciation programs, employee appreciation programs, wellness programs. So if you're looking for a healthy program to incorporate with your company, for your clients or employees, come see me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sarah Mehraban, and I'm financial advisor with Ameriprise. What I do, I help individual people and company for their retirement or education of children. And in 2011 and 12, I was selected as a 5-star money manager by Detroit Hourly Magazine. And before anybody asks me later on after session, the relationship between me and Derek. Derek is my nephew, he's great, and I congratulate him for what he's done, and I'm just impressed.
My name is Tom Bobby. I'm with a company called MES, and my ask, I guess, is I sponsored my child's daddy-daughter dance with my company, and we got 100 dads and 100 daughters, so if your product relates to that, and you can donate something, I think that'll be a good market for you.
They put all the Toms together here. I'm Tom Glusick. I'm a student at EMU, and I also work with Ross at 37 Designs. I have interest in search engine optimization and pay-per-click advertising. So come see me after we're done here if you'd like to talk about other things. Thank you.
I'm Linda Diamond. I'm a marketing director at a center within the Institute for Social Research at UM.
Hi, I'm Amy Mehraban. I'm also at the same center as Linda, which is ICPSR, which is the world's largest social science data archive. I'm a scientist there.
Hi, I'm Bob Fran, and I own Bob Fran Photography and commercial and advertising photography all around Southeast Michigan. I'm also a part-time photography instructor at WCC.
Hi, my name is Steve Beyer. I'm here with Bob. And I'm interested in web backend and in blogging. I have just started blogging pretty much. I've taken over for someone who became ill. Sorry to say.
My name is Brett Borsville. I currently work at Macy's in the men's tailoring department, so I help people day to day with their wardrobes, with doing weddings and things like that. But I also have a very big interest, I guess, in marketing, and like Tom said here, I'm assuming we went to the same program at Eastern, the pay-per-click and search engine marketing. I have an announcement today. I help run the Ann Arbor Ultimate Frisbee Leagues. This Saturday we have a spring bonanza where we have everybody from all stages in their play, beginners to people who have played at elite club teams, at nationals, things like that. we're basically teaching people, we're doing pickup games, and we also at the end have the local Detroit professional ultimate team. It just started, their first game was last week, but there is a league that's starting nationally, and their team is coming out and doing like a scrimmage, I guess. I'm not quite sure right now, but trying to spread the word for that. And there is food, and if you want to look it up and sign up maybe even, or just come out and watch, Google Ann Arbor Spring Bonanza, and it should be the top link. So.
Dr. Arbor, Family Chiropractic is my office. I'm located in Saline, just south of here. I specialize in the upper neck, which is extremely effective for migraine headaches. So that's probably half of my clientele is for migraine headaches. And our simple tagline is, we'll keep your spine from getting on your nerves.
I'm Cameron Mitchell. I'm a student at Adrian College, and I'm majoring in social work.
My name is Warren King. I'm a student at Adrian College, where my major is accounting.
Go Adrian.
Hello, my name is Chris Posa. I am a recent graduate of MSU. Go Green.
Go White.
Hopefully I don't get run out of town now. I guess I'm a recent graduate. I'm just looking for opportunities right now.
Hey everybody, I'm Don Klein with The Ride. Today I'm actually representing Get Downtown, one of our programs. They work with us promoting downtown transit, anything alternative transportation related. If you don't get in your car by yourself, you can use Get Downtown's resources to get to work. So if you're a commuter or an employer interested in getting downtown through walking, biking, car sharing, any of those means, or the bus, we're actually starting the Commuter Challenge May 1st, and you can go to getdowntown.org to sign up. You can win prizes, rack up points, and boast to your friends that you were a better commuter. So thanks a lot.
I'm Martin Smith, social strategist with A-Side Worldwide here in Ann Arbor.
I'm Devin Bowerman, a student at Adrian College, majoring in management.
Hi, my name is Beth Heiss, and I do sales, marketing, and social media for Sun Towels, and I also teach part-time at Adrian College. Some of my students joined me today. I want to tell you we're doing a social media business workshop on Friday, June 1st. Marissa Smith, the owner of the Whole Brand Group here in Ann Arbor, is going to be one of our speakers. We're just putting together the program details. If you're interested, it's going to be on Friday, June 1st from about 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. If you'd like more details, please come see me, and I'll make sure you get on the invite list. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Tasha Moore, and I'm with NPRG, which is a marketing and public relations firm that works with clients nationwide, and we help companies grow and to protect their reputations.
I'm Joan Lowenstein. I'm an attorney here in Ann Arbor with Jackie Ray Pugh and Weiss right down the street. It's a small satellite of a big Southfield firm. I mostly help people get out of trouble. My specialty is copyright and trademark law, so I have a number of advertising, marketing clients, and there are all kinds of ways you can get into trouble. Hopefully that will not happen to any of you. I'm also on the Ann Arbor DDA, Downtown Development Authority Board, and so I want to second the Get Downtown Challenge, which is really great, and I also used to blog for the DDA.
I'm Claire Anderson, president of Trillium Technology. We're a really small medical imaging company, and I'm here primarily to try to kickstart our marketing effort. We haven't done much marketing in the past, to increase our revenues by doing more marketing.
Hi, I'm Lisa Radwick, and I'm a marketer, and I'm looking for new opportunities. Yes, I have talked to Claire. My experience is in product analysis, product planning, brand management, customer relationship management, and licensing.
Hi, I'm Tom Crawford, and among other things, I'm a mobile app developer. So if you're looking to have an app developed, or you know somebody who is, I'm looking for referrals and even commission sales. So if you know anybody, please let me know.
Hi, I'm Brian Bundison. I'm a realtor with Real Estate One, and I'm here to learn about internet marketing for real estate. And if anyone has a question or a real estate need, I'd be more than happy to help.
Hi, I'm Taylor Hollick, and I'm the social media director at Brieger, which is right around the corner. And I also volunteer for the Humane Society of Huron Valley. And if you guys want to be a part of their biggest fundraiser, it's on May 19th, so look that up.
Dr. Thomas Blackwell, principal owner of Impel Training and Development Company.
Haynes Zanika, Association of International Marketers. We're an e-commerce operation that operates nationally and internationally in marketing distribution. We also help people who are interested in developing that kind of business.
Hi, I'm Stacy from Dollar Bill Copying. We're your local digital print shop, and we printed a lot of the commuter challenge things that Don has. And I wanted to let you know, because you're an event planner, that I'm also on the board of UEP. Have you ever heard of that? And we're having a big conference on June 1st. Right. And they'll have some stuff that you might be interested in.
Yeah, Mike Wynn with Sandler, Ann Arbor, and I work with folks who are frustrated with their sales results. It might be that they're frustrated they're not getting enough sales, or sometimes they're just putting in a whole heck of a lot of effort for the sales they're getting and want to be more efficient.
Hi, my name is Martha Macros, and I'm a financial advisor at Merrill Lynch. And I have some events coming up in about 5 in the next month on various topics: retirement, women in retirement. And if you're interested in any of those, I'd be happy to send you that. They're all free. There's no cost to attend. Also, Ann Arbor Art Center, I'm on the board, and we are having our biggest fundraiser of the year coming up on May 12th. We're going to be tenting the back parking lot here, and we're going to be having, you can be able to visit the Art Center and see what we do there. We do a lot of money goes to scholarships for kids and education and art.
Hello, I'm Joanne Bandoni. I'm a freelance copywriter. I do traditional advertising and marketing, as well as new media, driver's license, digital things. And I'm here just to stay current for myself and my clients. I work on site or in my home, which is outside of Ann Arbor, Norfolk Township. And my clients range anywhere from being advertising agencies to small to medium business owners to Fortune 500 companies.
Hi, I'm John Petz with Domino's Farms. We're a property management and land development company out on the corner of M14, US 23.
Hi, I'm Marlene Coppola, and these days I'm a biotech entrepreneur with 2 companies, O&L Therapeutics, which is doing ophthalmology drugs, and Core Incorporated, which is doing oncology drugs. Pure Thank you.
Hi, Karen Hesselberg, and we help local merchants get online.
I am Dee Davey, Creative Ideas Marketing, and I help companies who provide business-to-business services ways of improving their revenue. Clients come to me when they are concerned because they know they want to do something different to improve revenues, but they're not quite sure what to do. Dee Davey, Creative Ideas Marketing.
Nice hat. Hi, I'm Gregory Swan. I own 3 companies. One is Detroit Digital. We bring cutting-edge digital solutions to the automotive vertical. We do it in LA, New York, and here. And I have a ad network called godclick.com. It's a faith-based ad network. I am looking for someone who's good at media sales for that, who has a bent towards that. And then I have, I'm producing a television show called Heroes of Detroit, and it will involve the 3 CMOs and 3 CEOs of the Detroit Big 3, and it'll be done with interviews with my father-in-law, who is Bill Bonds. My email address is gregoryswan@gregoryswan.com.
Hi, I'm Carter Sherlin from Flint Studios, and I'm a commercial editor and portrait photographer.
Thanks, Carter. 12:59. It's a miracle. It's a small miracle. Need some more God clicks for this one. So we made it. It's noon, and my name is Derek Mehraban, CEO of Ingenex Digital Marketing. Lindsay wanted me to say that Ingenex is hiring again. We're looking for a content producer. So if you know anyone who's great at producing content and is fun to work with, it's more of an entry-level position, but we are hiring for that. So we posted it online. You can find it at ingenexdigital.com. Also, so for next week, oh, thanks for bringing the Adrian students, by the way, that was really cool. Thanks, Lance, Eric, for coming, very nice. All right, proud of you two, nice work. Okay. Next week, so I just fired up my old LA2M-20120418-Derek app. Does anyone have this, the LA2M-20120418 iPhone app? Yeah, well, you can get it if you have an iPhone. And I can just see who's speaking next week, which is Richard Rayle from Fluency Media. And he's going to be talking about covering live events with social media, right? I mean, who doesn't love that? So come on next week, and thanks for everyone who's coming today. And if you bought a book, I'm happy to sign it for you. So we can form the line. If it goes out the door, that's okay. I'll sign it quickly, okay? Thanks for coming. See you next week.